Hello, this is Sierra and welcome to another video today. Today we're doing another video in Clockwork Chronicles, Hermit Outcry. We are reading chapter 8, Pulse's perspective. And yeah, things are starting to escalate. Yeah, we don't know what's going to happen now. If you haven't read the past 7 chapters, you probably should, because there will be spoilers. And, yeah. That is kind of important. Anyway, let's get right into the video. Chapter 8. Impulse opened his eyes to see the light pouring through a window as he stared up at the ceiling. The window appeared to be bolted shut as he tried to figure out where he was and what happened. He wasn't in space, nor was he at Tango's. He swallowed as he started to come back to him, feeling the pain of the explosion as he managed to sit up. He walked right into a trap, which resulted in him and Tango getting captured. He groaned as he pushed back the covers, realizing that the pain wasn't as bad as it had been earlier. How long had he been out? A day? Or had the men taken Tango and Grant? Why was he here? The hermit shook his head, remembering a little more. His friends had been taken somewhere off-world to see RJ, leaving him here as to what he could only assume was a temporary decoy to throw off the others. Until Mr. A was ready for him. Why though? Why did these men? What did these men possibly think they could achieve by doing this? Questions in his mind quieted as he heard footsteps down the hallway. Not just one pair of steps up. At least two of them. At least two of them? He couldn't be entirely sure, seeing as he still had an awful headache after he'd been kicked in the head. He looked over to the door, noting that it didn't have any windows. The interior seemed to have green signature design all over it. Not that one corner which just emits a barrel sugar box and just. The footsteps soon stopped as the door clicked. The hermit waited for it to open. It was probably late morning, based on what he could see outside. His stomach growled. The door opened, and two men stepped in. His blood ran cold. One of them was Green's escort, holding a bowl of what with a suspicious stool in it. Another man was quickly recognized as the same man who had organized his friends to be sent off-world. Are you hungry? The escort asked him as he walked up to him. What did you put in there? He asked sourly as he looked down at the man's offering. Nothing bad, the escort replied. It's saturation. It should fill you up and help you recover a bit more. They wouldn't allow me to give you regeneration, so this is pathetic. Some would say that's better. This isn't the case of a good cop, bad cop, right? Is it? Impulse asked, raising an eyebrow warily. You have to eat it, Mr. A's orders. The other man snapped coldly. He wants you as well as you can for what he has planned for you. What exactly does he have planned? Impulse asked as he took the bowl, deciding it was best not to argue with these men. It was better than nothing, at least. Or mushy, yucky sludge. Before suspicious stew is really yucky. He wanted you to give him information, the man smiled. After all, you did warn Rose that we were on to your friend. I don't know anything. She never told me where he was relocated to, the hermit replied. It's the truth. He knew something like what was possible. Highly doubtful. The other man scoffed as the hermit sipped the soup. It wasn't as good as pearls, but it also wasn't horrible either. He wasn't sure if it was out of mercy, pity, or both. The man turned to the escort as Impulse returned the empty bowl. You can go now. Make sure no one comes inside. It would ruin everything. What? What do you mean? The hermit asked. Afraid of a few hermits ruining your plans? It's not just about the plan, hermit, the man snapped as he walked quickly over to him. The hermit stepped back, startled by the man's approach. Mr. A and I had an agreement. I do as he requests me, and then I receive a reward. Seeing you and your friends have to deal with the consequences, no issue of mine. The hermit watched Green's escort leave the room. Impulse straightened. What about him? What did he get out of it? The man chuckled and shook his head. All that he wants is pretty simple. We found a way to get him to where it would hurt most. That way you have no choice but to do what we say. You have no reason to follow through, do you? Impulse pressed knowingly. The man chuckled. That's none of your concern, Hermit. You've practically led my friends to their deaths, the Hermit retorted. That sounds like something I should be concerned about. The man nodded. I'd be shocked if you weren't the least concerned. Especially after your reaction last night. You don't have to worry, though. RJ is taking good care of your friends. As long as you cooperate. You won't get away with it, the Hermit replied, boldly as he lifted his chin. I see, the man smiled. You're still so naive to know what's going on. And do you think Mr. A will pull through for you? Just because of a few YouTubers? The Hermit demanded. Give you a reward for what? Swatting a few flies? I like that analogy, the man said brightly, as he walked toward the door. And why is that? They will find them, Impulse said firmly. Even if you make some sort of lame excuse, people will want to check on him. That's why I have his escort, to make sure to keep them away for as long as I can, the man mused, putting out the door. But if not? The Hermit asked nervously. The man chuckled. You don't want to know the answer to that question, Impulse. He swallowed as the man stepped out into the hallway, closing the door as he heard the lock. He was now trapped in here, not knowing what he was supposed to do, as he walked over to the bed and sat down. He needed to come up with a plan of escape, but even with a glance down to the field below, he knew, no matter what he did, it would be an easy feat. Anyway, that's going to be the end of this video. I do hope you enjoyed. It might be a quick one. Yeah, it's fine. Not a big deal. Thank you guys so much for watching. I do hope you enjoyed and are enjoying these. And things are about to get interesting. Oh. Anyway, I'll see you guys in the next one, whenever that might be.